everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and I am so glad that you're here today. I'm excited. We have the Precious Metals collection from Chantecaille and I've just got some things that we can kind of mix with it. We're going to talk about the looks that you can get from these and my thought. I picked up 4 things from this collection. They are all amazing. They have this gold leaf design on the package. Each one is a little bit different. It's kind of a rough feeling. I don't know how this is like for stacking, but it sure is pretty. You can't deny that. Mood. Let me show you the lipstick too. So lipstick, this is not an overspray of the lipstick. This is glitter or pearl throughout. That is just, if this doesn't scream holiday, I just don't know what does. It also screams like vacation to me, so love that. The lipstick is in a gold magnetic closure. We love that. And I also picked up this lip gloss. The color is called Blithe. It is a color that they normally have. This does have the gold touches on it to go with this collection. And I'm going to add to this a little bit. I've got some things that I've chosen to do a full face so that we can get together with this gorgeous precious metals look that Chantecaille was sharing with us. I prepped my skin earlier with the Chantecaille Sheer Rose Glow Face Tint. This is a I Can't Live Without It product for under my eyes. This is the I Can't Open It product. It is sort of a pinky hue and it just kind of cancels out some of the like veiny tones, the blues and like the grays that go underneath your eye. It just kind of brightens everything up. I kind of love the idea of this like rose gold bronzy look for the holidays. It's sort of opulent. I think that this collection really stands out to me right now with all of the latte that's out there. I feel like there are 100 palettes out there that are just this neutral browns. People have kind of pared back their eye looks and I think we're ready to party for the holiday season. So hopefully the items that they are sharing with us today will help you do that. I picked up some other things that I think coordinate well with it and my thoughts on best use for the products. So we're going to jump on in. Here we go. Okay, I started out today, I don't have any foundation from Chantecaille, but I'm testing out the Prada foundation. Spoiler alert, it's beautiful, gorgeous, and you should grab one. The only thing I can say is that choosing a color is kind of difficult because the swatches are like those fake swatches on an arm and you're supposed to figure out what's what. If you give a call to their 800 beauty number here in the US just to get information, but even then I asked for the next color up if it was going to be more orange or more pink, and they said pink, and this is what came. So I always like working with an undertone that matches me better than just a color of a foundation. I can work more with this. I did use that and I'm still stuck in a good way with my Live Tinted. I did my color correction in Perk and I'm using number 19 right now under my eyes, and I just had foot surgery and I've been kind of out of commission for the past almost week. And it's kind of weird to put makeup on again, but like my dark circles had dark circles had dark circles. So it was a really good test of what this can do. And I think that I'm just very pleased with the product overall. But we are not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about Chantecaille. The first item that I picked up is their blur powder. This is the Radiant Glow Blur Powder, and it is for finishing your skin. It's going to give you a glow. It's going to make everything buffed in and really beautiful looking, like very skin-like, but also sort of ethereal. And they had one last year that I've been using to death that I still love, and I highly recommend people grab these before they're gone forever. This is the Lotus Perfect Blur Glow Powder. Now this one is much more neutral in color, whereas the new one has more of a pink cast to it. I did not pick up the gold highlighter, but I will put a picture of it over here for you. I took some other highlighters out. Gold really isn't the best choice for my skin with everything else going on. I kind of wanted to like take things more bronzy. Okay, so I'm very pleased with this. I think the foundation is looking good. Usually I like to go in with a cheek, but since we have a really interesting eyeshadow, I want to kind of show you this in the light. Do you see how there's like two-tone? It's like almost a stripe. It's hard to see because I swatched it, but it's like it goes rose gold, bronze, and it kind of is a striped thing. And then when you put them together, depending on the light, which way it's catching, you could either see a very bronzy or a very like rosy pink color. And it is a shapeshifter. I'm not so into duochromes. I think this as, I don't know, like a classier version of what Chantecaille would do if they were going to do a duochrome. So this just like catches the light. It turns from rose gold to a bronze and back again. So we're going to use that. But I don't feel like it's something that could be used alone. So I pulled some other things. You could just use some of your just eyeshadow sticks that you have to just smooth out the surface of it. Give yourself a little bit of color. We're going to use these, and then we're going to add a little bit to it. But I started looking at a few palettes to kind of get into the mood, like the Natasha Denona Mini Bronze, because there's a lot of colors in here that would coordinate well with something like this to give it some structure. You might have the Ethereal Eyes. Gosh, it's nice that a lot of people can now get the Ethereal Eyes. I can talk about it again. There are some colors in here that might be really good for picking up those tones. So that's another option. I also pulled the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. This is the bronze. And this is the bronze from, well, they don't call it bronze, they call it the Gold Leaf, Radiant Gold Eye Shimmer. But these are all directions that you could go to be within that color story. So I pulled those. I think we're going to start with just a crayon, you know, a stick. This is Trench from Victoria Beckham. This will just even out my skin tone on my eye and create a really nice budge-proof canvas for us to work on. It's a beautiful shifting shade, so I really don't want to have any texture kind of preventing the shifts that we want to have on there versus where my wrinkles are. Okay, So I'm getting excited. It's almost Halloween. I can't believe it. It's weird. It's just this whole year is just flying by. It's crazy. All right, so here we go with this color. What I think we're going to do is give ourselves some depth. And, you know, I was going to choose one of these, but this will, I think, make it turn just automatically more bronzy looking. I think I'm going to take a shade from this palette because this one has those bronzy tones along with the gold tones, and I can kind of play off of those. Let's carve out a crease. I'm going to actually go into this color over here called Magma because I feel like it truly represents the color in the palette. It's going to give us a shape. This is a Wayne Goss 04 brush. It's wonderful if you have hooded eyes. It really spreads the product into the crease. And I go up to my brow bone here to fake my crease since it's mostly hidden because I have the hooded eyes. I always like to take everything up and out. So I'm going to put a small amount of it here and just kind of buff it up and out. So you can already see the difference between the eyes. It's not a huge, you know, crazy difference. And again, whatever works for you, whatever bronzy tone or gold, rose gold, you know, matte you have that would work as a transition shade or as a frame for this, I think is great. We all have these colors. This is not something that you need to go out and get. You can find any, just do like a plain brown color if you wanted to. Something that looks good with that sparkle. Okay, I'm going to wait to go underneath until we have shadow everywhere. But I do like that there's at least now some depth and I don't look as flat, which is great. Now this is a lot of pigment. It looks tiny, but it's, I guess, mighty, tiny and mighty. But I have the prices here for you. The prices of this is $68 for the single eyeshadow. They say it's 2 duochromes in one. I kind of agree with that. I feel like it's a bronze with like a pink pearl, but then if you kind of turn it, it goes gold. So you do sort of have like a lot of different shades in there that you can go with. I like applying shades like this with my finger. I feel like I get the most control. So I'm going to start with this so we can build our look around it. I'm just going to hit the middle of my mobile lid. And I'm not going to go too far out yet, but I am going to try to go to at least where my fake crease is. So just kind of up like that. You can already see it could be a one and done shadow. If that's your thing, great. I'm a maximalist. So if we can use more, everything more is better. That's how I feel. But in a good way. So we have the beginnings of our eye look. Now when I look at this, I can see like the coppery rose gold hues. Let me zoom you in a little. Should see the shift there. And then what I like to do is to go back and just kind of see same color. Just go back up, give it a little blending. So it's, if it's stacked in one spot, you're sort of off the hook. And then also, because we have that shade, we can start to really wing the sides out. Deepening up to the brow bone to give it a lift. And I'm losing real estate here. So I'm going to gain it up here and I'm going to gain it over here. I don't love going past my eyebrow, but right now my brows they're trying to grow. I'm a victim of the 90s over tweezing. And a lot of Gen Xers are, so I know you all feel the pain. We will do like a whole eyebrow video because I think eyebrows are one of the most important things about a look. Mine are pretty bold today because this is a pretty bold look. Okay, see, now I feel like we have a good frame. I am going to take a little bit of that color on my lower lash line. I'm just going to keep sticking with that same bronzy, rosy tone because it just works. And I just wanted to blend it over here like that. And then this side. We may need to add or take away a little bit of this when we go to put mascara on. Okay, so these colors allow me to kind of play a little bit, and what I can do, there is I want to do like an inner corner highlight that will pick up both of those colors. So I'm looking here and there's a color called Bliss down here. It's a shimmery rose gold. I think this will be really, really pretty to kind of make this wing out. I'm going to take my Angie Hot and Flashy A504 with a little bit of this rose gold. You could use either High Degree or Bliss if you have this. If not, you could use any bronze shadow that you have. All I'm doing is pulling this up and out. At my age, with my wrinkles and with my just whole look being not what it used to be, I much prefer to use the shape of a cat eye without the skippy lines of a cat eye. I know there are tricks. I know you can sit there and you can go over the fold and do all that. Honestly, when I do it on my face, every single time I do it, I go to look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, that doesn't look good. That looks really weird. That makes you look old. I mean, I used to love a good 60s eye. In the 90s, I would get a big, we would head over to Barney's, and before we went out, we would go play with all of the makeup. And back then, like, NARS was just the epitome of, like, you know, a makeup artist that's creating a brand, and it was so exciting. We would all go there, and I would always ask for the wing. So it was a lot of fun. I want to go back into the shadow that they gave us, this beautiful iridescent one. And I'm just going to go back right in the center, especially like up against my lashes, because I really want the light to catch in that middle area. And I'm doing the same thing over here right at the lash line. And I do that with every look. Whatever I have that's the star of the show, I go as close to the lash line as I can, because when you have hooded eyes and you open them, that's what you could see. And you can see where your fake crease is and coming out. But mostly they're looking at your eyes. And so that's the color that you would see. So this is really pretty. And I think I'm going to put just a little, just a golden rosy highlight over here that's just maybe just a little bit more subdued than the one we have over there, because we do have so much light. And I just want to bring a little light here, like that. And then what I also think is smart, when you're doing a look like this that has all of this shimmer and they tend to be harder to wear, I take a very, very neutral color, like this color called Beach. It's warm but neutral, and I can use this right here because it's matte. It doesn't show the same amount of wrinkled skin that I have in the corners here now. Anytime you could put a matte, like just even hidden in between, I think it's a really good idea. So this is really just gorgeous. I am going to put a little of this up here. Not a lot. But I do think it's so beautiful, and it's catching the light. And it's the star of our show. I mean, this is what the whole look is around. It's magnificent. Now, onto cheeks. I picked out two of my favorite cream bronzers because I didn't have one from Chantecaille. They're both from Phytosurgeons. I picked out, first of all, Condensate, which is maybe a little too cool toned for this. I think we'll pass on that one. But I also picked out Exothermic, and this looks super dark and unwearable in the pan. It's not. I am going to take my finger and just tap over here like that. And they just came out with their own bronzer brush, but this is their Sky Fluff. And it just distributes the product perfectly. Notice I am bouncing. Really want to get into this habit, because when you are using different foundations, different products, different companies, different ingredients, you want to bounce so that there's the least amount of pickup as possible. I just think this gives such a beautiful warmth to the skin that says holiday vacation. I'm really pushing the vacation thing here. I think it's subliminal. I'm going to show it, make my husband watch this, torture him with makeup videos until he responds with a definite yes to us going away this year, if my foot's better. Okay, now I also want to show you a couple of choices for not a cream blush, but a powder blush. So I pulled this one. It's called Crystal Slipper. This is one of the new ones from RMS. And these, they're luminescent. I wouldn't say they're shifting, but you can kind of see how there's like in different angles, it kind of looks like a different color. So that was Crystal Slipper. And then from the original sets, you could see this is very well loved. This is called Maiden's Beauty. And Maiden's Beauty has a little bit more, I think, of that bronzy color that we're working with right now. I also picked up one of the older Patrick Ta ones, not older, but not from this year. This one, She's Blushing. I mean, this would be just beautiful with this. And I also picked up the Givenchy number 5 with these really pretty tones as well. So you could really do any of these. I think that it's really a personal choice. I'm feeling like this eye is a lot, and the lip is definitely high powered. I mean, you can get a fully metallic look out of this. We are going to do something a little bit different, but just gives you an idea of what sandbox we're playing in. I think we'll use a little bit of this Maiden's Blush. I think it'll kind of pick up a little bit of both and really won't change much about the look, other than I think it'll give it just a little taste of this bronzy tone. And speaking of bronzy tones, we always want to put a little bronzer on. So I'm going to amp it up today with Rosy Blaze. These are from Phytosurgeons. They are the best bronzers I have ever tried. There are 6 golden shades, 6 rosy shades, all in different depths of color. There's something for everybody. It's the most inclusive brand. They put out 12 bronzers with 2 undertones. It's just so impressive. And I just got their brush. So it's a really interesting brush. They've been playing with these for a while. You get like this very soft sort of top part, and then there's more, they're tighter further down, so you have like that flexibility. But I'm just going to use this as like a bronzer. I really don't contour much anymore. And I really don't highlight that much anymore. Not the same way that we used to. But this is just so pretty. And I always like to hit myself over here, like where the sun would hit. Did a little too much of this. If this had been around, my skin would be in a lot better shape. But we're going to do some skincare videos too. Okay, so we have eyeshadow. We have some blush. We have some bronzer. We're going to probably revisit those, but let's put those to the side right now. I'm just going to pull out the Givenchy and just do a tiny bit right here, just right by my eye. I don't know what it is about having the blush there lately. I definitely have been going higher, more up, more this direction as my face goes the opposite way. I want to take the eye and bring it up. Okay. Lipstick. This lipstick is very intense, and I usually am a nude lip wearer where I could just put this one on and be fine, but we're not going to do that today. During the, I think it was the Cosmos collection, I think it was what it was called. They had this color called Ceylon. And it's just this really pretty, bricky, kind of rosy tone. And I think it's safe to say we're in the neighborhood here. I'm going to take my ring finger like that, and I am just going to press into my lip. This is such a good trick, you guys. If we're doing it for the holidays, you're going to be drinking and eating, because we all do. That's why we diet in January. And when we're doing that, we lose our lipstick usually. Unless you're a liquid lipstick wearer, which I am not. I am I grew up reapplying. I'm fine reapplying. Please give me hydration and something that comes off. So what I've done is I've created a stain. And if my lipstick wears off, I at least have this really pretty color behind the lips. It's just such like a good little party trick. It's a pretty color. So we're going to make it even prettier by putting on this beautiful lip crystal, they're calling it, in Rose Quartz. I'm going to use this as like a highlighter for my lips. So I think we're going to line first. I'm just going to use a nude, and I'm just going right above the center of my lip, just on the Cupid's bow. And I'm going to be blending this down into my lip. Give myself a little bit lip down here and blend that. You can contour in here. If that's your thing. The one thing I do is so I don't have resting bitch face. Without looking like the Joker. At least when your mouth is down, it's still up and not frowning. Okay. Okay, so we are about to embark on the journey of the lip crystal lipstick. I'm using very little pressure because you get a lot at one time. You can always add. Hard to take away. I'm concentrating this on the middle of my lips. Because when things are shining like that, usually that's the middle of them that looks like that. I'm going to take a little bit of this gloss on the back of my hand so I don't contaminate it. And I'm just going to give myself some nice shine. It basically looks like a clear lip gloss when it's on you, but it's really pretty, I think, to have a shiny lip with this kind of eye. I also think that eyeliner is super important. We are going to be setting off with big black lashes today. And so what we're going to do is we're going to line the inner waterline with the Victoria Beckham Beauty in black. I curled my lashes before I started because I always forget. And I like them to kind of settle before I do the actual mascara and liner. So I am literally going on the inside of my eye and I'm wiggling between the lashes. with a lot more emphasis on the outside. If you have a large waterline like I do, it's a really good tip to go do it this direction. Now, if you tight line from the top, you do you. I just find that I use a better, I don't know, it just gives me like a better view of what it's going to look like when I do it from this direction. And you get that same effect. I want to have big, black, gorgeous, voluminous lashes. And we're going to get those from the Vast Lash from Victoria Beckham Beauty. Now this is that's just an applicator right there. I mean, that is just, that's not messing around. Now, the thing I would tell you about this is that I have heard it's not technically it's not a tubing mascara. I think it is. It comes off not in tubes, so maybe that's the difference. But it comes off with warm water. Literally warm water. Otherwise, it doesn't budge. It doesn't move. It doesn't come off. You will look just like this at the end of your night as you do at the beginning. I always put more emphasis of my direction that my eyelashes go and the amount. And by going down to the root of the lashes and wiggling, you really do get, it's almost like an extra tight line. But it's just the way that it makes your lashes set. You do bottom lashes over here. Now, when this stuff starts drying, you're done. Like this is it. That's it. There's no layering up. It gets way too clumpy. Her other mascara, you could layer it till the cows come home. Right now, I'm just blinking in. I'll switch directions in a second when I have a good start here. And all I'm doing is pushing these lashes this way, and anything from the center on is going out. And I'm already starting to get some of that. Okay, let's see if this is still, nope. Okay, now I did dink myself, which guys, I do it every day. I bought one of these. This is like a little eyelash comb where it can like go through and unclump while it's still wet your lashes. If you do it when it's dry, you just have to worry a little bit more about like a little black crumbling. You might have to brush a little bit of it away. But for me, this little Ulta Beauty, I love this. I think it's a couple dollars, and it's a great thing to have. All right, so we've got our big black lashes on. We've got a bronzy tone. I said I don't normally highlight, but there's a blush highlighter in the Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow Cheek that I want to add to this because I just think it's going to be such a pretty look. Okay, let's do our final check. We're glossy. We're shining. Now, I'm going to show you my little trick for getting rid of any leftover little mascara. Everybody dinks. You just have to ignore it until it's dry, and then you can just brush it away. Same with above. Sometimes like over here, I can see my lashes are so long they touched up here, so I can get rid of that. And this is also just giving me a good look at the overall shape of my lashes, and the overall outline that I've given myself. I'm going to deepen my crease just slightly with that same color. Go right here where the brow bone is. I just want to make sure my eyes look as big as they possibly can be. Give this that up and out that we like. This is an Angie Hot and Flashy A502. So we just want to like deepen that up a little bit, give ourselves a little bit more definition. And then I'm going to take a very small amount of this and smudge it on the lower lash line. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go back into our special eyeshadow. And you can use any kind of brush that works for you. You just need something small. This is from Natasha Denona. I don't know, it's got a 4 on it, but I think these are old. I like to go right in the middle and just hit it with that same look that you have up here. And you can hit that one too. And just get that extra brightness right there. Make you look wide awake, ready to party. It's just such beautiful makeup. It's like you can wear a black dress, you could wear a gold dress, you could have, you know, an animal print on, you could be wearing a deep green. This is just classically bronzy rose gold fantasticness. Now, some of you might want to go way more in on the cheeks. I'll do a little. Maybe we'll go back to the Givenchy. I think this was really a good color for this. I don't want the cheek to take away from the eye, but I also don't want my cheeks getting lost. So I think that's better. Okay, so this is the final look. I am ready to party with my foot that I'm not walking on. I currently have a scooter with your knee, you know. It's like I'm using muscle I probably didn't know I had, and they don't tell you to get like a really cushiony thing for you to put your leg on. And not only is my foot broken, but like my knee and my shin are like bruised to no end. So it's been nice sitting in a chair for a little bit. Let's just review. I only gave you the price of the eyeshadow. That one was $68. Then we have the gloss. And this is with the special gold top. It's called Blithe. That is a $40 charge. Oh, we haven't done this yet. I'm so excited. Wait, hold on. So excited. It's my favorite part. Okay, we have the Radiant Blur Glow Powder. This is 102. Don't scream. Don't scream. I know. I am with you, but you are going to flip out when you see what happens when I use this. Is that everything? Oh, the lipstick. Where are you? Lipstick. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. Okay, you can still find it. It's $52. There are definitely still stockists that have the item. So I love this. I think it's so pretty, but Skin is my favorite. This is their blur powder. It's got a pink hinge, which is perfectly fine right down my alley. Because this is a soft finishing powder, I'm going to want a really soft brush that's going to pick up very little product and really move it very, very gently. I like to start by just touching my brush to the powder. I don't want too much. Okay. I want you to look, I'm going to do this side and you will see a huge difference. I'm going to go over here where I want some glow. Over here. Take a tiny bit over here. I have to do the whole down my nose. That one it can't be. See, huge difference. My skin has like a filter on it now. See? Remote. Here we have the reflect. Here we're waiting for help. So I'm going to do the same thing. You don't need to take a lot of this. All I'm doing is giving myself just a little finishing touch. I usually do with some on my chin, my décolletage, and ears. Don't forget anything. This is basically like a luminizer. I don't love highlighters. I love things that blur the skin and bring light to the skin. And this to me is the product to get out of all of them. If you get anything, I would have to say this is the one you're going to get the most use out of. And it is just a beautiful finishing powder. I will be buying a backup, and I know this is expensive, but the Lotus is expensive too. You did get a little bit more product with this one. This is 9 grams. And this one's only 5.5. Gosh, that's like almost double. And I'm going through this. When you're going to do your powder, I'll just grab the Chantecaille one. This is the blur powder. It's called the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. This comes in a ton of different designs. This is the boring one. It does come in a lighter shade and a darker shade, so it's pretty much just like a finishing powder. I'm going to take a puff. These are, by the way, these puffs, Sephora, $5. They wash well. They're soft. I love them. I'm just pushing this around. So I'm going to roll it so I use less. I'm just going to go right here where I don't want anything to look shiny. And I'm going to go under each eye. And it just makes that glow powder look even glowier. This eyeshadow will probably last you, and you could pass it on to your grandchildren. Even though it looks like a tiny little thing, you need so little. And it's so much prettier to set it off with the matte colors. And if you look better with more bronzy tones, go that direction. More of the rosy tones, you can go that direction. Change the lip if you want to. Like, to me, this is the perfect amount of sparkle and shine. And I love that skin is still saying a lot, even though so is the makeup. All right, I'm going to back you up a little bit. I hope this was informative. I hope that you'll see that even if you don't have these exact products, you can go into your collection pick out some rose golds and some bronzies, and you can mix them together yourself. You could take 2 shimmer shadows and do this and put it on, one bronzy, one sort of like rose gold, and you're going to get the same kind of look. You can even press that same thing into your lips to put the lipstick or a gloss or whatever it is. It's all makeup. The one thing that I forgot to do that I really do enjoy is I love taking a tiny little bit of my lip shade and putting it on my cheek. And I do this because it makes everything else feel like it goes together. You could even do a little of it in your eye look if you want. I just don't want a crease. So I have enough creases going on as it is. So what are your holiday plans? Does this look like a holiday party face to you? Are you ready for holiday party faces yet? Sound off in the comments. I would love to hear from you. What are you going to pick up from this extraordinarily golden and very, very beautiful collection? I will tell you that this lip gloss is always available. So if it is sold out, you can get the one that doesn't have a gold top and it's going to be okay. It's like the same color, but on the lips, it's literally just got a little bit of gold reflect, but it kind of shows up as like a nude. Just not nude, but like your lips, but better. And then I just wanted to show you, if you are into highlighters, you could take something like this Draghi from Chanel, and you could put a little of that if that's your thing. Now I have to do it over here, doing it very lightly. Actually, it looks kind of pretty. So you can amp up the rosiness however feels good to you, feels like a look that you would wear. There are some people that are going to go downtown crazy and put this all over their lips, and I'm sure it will be gorgeous. Not my thing. I love it as just a touch. Sometimes I think when we use less, it is kind of a more situation. I mean, look at that eye. That is, it's special. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you would like to see a lot of videos, I'm going to be laid up for 2 months and I'm going to be making a video every single day. So join us. I'm kind of like the long form content person. You can leave it on while you're cooking or figuring out your makeup or whatever it is that you do when you have the YouTube playing in the background. I would love to hear what you think, what you would use, what this reminds you of, products that you would pull into this look. How would you use this? And tell us if you're going to pick up any of the items. I am so glad that you spent some time here with me today. It really means a lot to me. And I love when our community talks to each other and shares ideas. So please have your conversations, be respectful. This is going to be a no stress channel. Like, the stress is out there. This is makeup and skincare and fun, and this is our escape. We're the bad stays out there. Here we are all created equal and we are all respected. And that's just how I roll. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me and my little tiny channel that I just started. Share it with a friend that you think you might, have that likes this kind of stuff, and see if it's something that they're interested in. You could just use the little share button. I will link down below what I find of where products are still available. don't panic. They are still available. And you can still get the Lotus. If you think that a pink powder is not for you, but you want something more neutral, get the Lotus one from last year. Probably find it on sale somewhere. Okay, we're going to hit ourselves with a little setting spray. Kind of zhuzhes everything together. And that's the final look. I love it. I love that the skin looks so beautiful from that powder. I think this color is really fun. I love that it's being set off by a matte that looks good on me, and you can really go and find one that looks good on you. We all have tons of bronzy makeup. Look at what you bought last summer. Pick all the stuff out that you were using when you wanted to look like you had a little bit of a tan, and just make it fresh. And that's it. Okay, no more. I'm gonna go and have dinner. I have to go downstairs on my butt on the stairs right now, crawl. So I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Mwah. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye.